Hello, this is Kurt Young, Senior Technical Marketing Engineer, and welcome to Kemp Scripting Corner, a series of videos demonstrating the different aspects of using Kemp's API, including wrappers for PowerShell and Java, for your automation and orchestration needs. In this video, I'll take you through using the API directly via curl. Before we start working with LoadMaster API, the API interface needs to be enabled on the LoadMaster. To authenticate to the LoadMaster, we'll leverage a certificate rather than passing the username and password. At this point, we can use curl to create new virtual services, update existing virtual services by adding real servers or making other configuration changes. Finally, the ability to delete virtual services all from the API. Kemp provides a detailed programmer guide with examples of using the RESTful API on our Support Center site, so be sure to check that out. Before we do any API calls, we first need to ensure that the interface is enabled. So we'll navigate to Certificates and Security and Remote Access. Just need to confirm the Enable box is checked, which in our case, we're all good. Next, we need to generate a certificate to use to authenticate via the API. If we navigate to System Configuration and User Management, you'll see I've already created a user account. If I modify this account, we have all the permissions set to allow us to manage all aspects of the LoadMaster. Down at the bottom, I have the ability to generate a new certificate and leverage the optional passphrase. Now I just need to download the certificate and I'll place it into this curl directory. Now we're all set and ready to look at some API commands. In this first curl example, we'll be creating a new virtual service. Here we're using -K since we're connecting via the LoadMaster IP address and don't have a valid certificate. This will allow us to bypass any name mismatch errors, for example. Next, we're using -E in order for the certificate authentication to be leveraged for this connection. And of course, the path for the certificate we downloaded from the LoadMaster. Next, we have the address of the LoadMaster using /access, and in this case, add vs. Here are the values for the new virtual service. First, the IP address, and the port and protocol. Next, we're going to supply a nickname to identify our virtual service. And finally, additional parameters can be configured, and in our case, turning off transparency. Now we just need to copy this. And of course, if you're using a version of Windows, such as I am, you'll need to ensure that you download and install a version of curl. Now just paste it into your command prompt. And now we can see that the virtual service has been added. With the virtual service created, the real servers, or the backend servers running the workload, can be added. Looking at these two curl commands, we're using the same -K and -E along with the certificate to authenticate against the LoadMaster. But with this command, we're using /access/add rs. Here we have the virtual service IP address, port, and protocol I want to add these real servers to. And of course, the IP address of the backend servers, along with the port I want to send the traffic to. Now we can just copy these, paste them into our command prompt, and now we have a healthy, functional virtual service. This /curl command will now delete the virtual service. Again, everything's the same, but we're using /access/delvs. With this command, we just need to identify the virtual service IP address, port, and protocol. We'll copy this into our command prompt. And we're back to where we started. Hopefully this simple demonstration highlighted how the Kemp LoadMaster API can be leveraged in automating and orchestrating your application delivery. Thanks for watching.